everyone. So today's video is going to be all about my tattoo and my piercings. I only have one tattoo and I will talk about that in just a moment. Although I only have one tattoo, I do have several piercings and all of them are on my ears and then my nose, so I will get into greater detail about that in just a moment. But I just figured that whenever I was preparing to get a new piercing or go in to get my tattoo, I was looking up stuff on YouTube to see, the pain tolerance or just all things about piercings and tattoos. So I found those videos really helpful, and so I thought, why not film a video all about mine and my personal experience with that. So let's go ahead and get started. I will start with my tattoo, since I only have one. It is on my foot. I'm not going to put my leg up in the air and show you my foot, but I will have a picture right here, and I'll keep it here for a moment just so you can take a look at it. But it does have sentimental value to it. I won't go into great detail about it just because it's a little personal, but I absolutely love it. Not a single ounce of me regrets it one bit, and I never will. So I understand if you are not a fan of the whole tattoo idea, but I am, and I have one, and as of right now, that is all that I plan on ever having. Things may change, life happens, but as of right now, that is the only one that I have. The pain was excruciating. If you couldn't tell by the picture, it is on the inside of my heel foot area. And I know that people say that the foot is like one of the most painful areas you can possibly get it. Next to your rib cage also is one. But I wanted it there, so I just didn't care. I knew it wouldn't take very long, so I just did it. And it was the weekend after I turned 18, so I have had it for about 2.5 years now. And it has faded a little bit. I would love to get it touched up eventually, but as of right now, I'm totally fine with what it looks like. So anyway, so the pain was excruciating. I've never felt something so uncomfortable. That's the best word that I can describe it as. It was just so uncomfortable. I wanted to get up and leave, but he had already started, and I knew that I wanted it so bad, and so that's that. And it took about like 3 minutes, all of 3 minutes. It was worth it in the sense that it is super special to me, and I love it, and every time I look at it, it makes me smile. But if we're discussing just strict pain tolerance, I have a very low pain tolerance, I guess, when it comes to that, and it was pretty awful. So I'd give it a 10 out of 10 pain-wise. So yeah, it makes me not want to do it again. But I love it, so there's that. As far as piercings go, I do have my cartilage, and then the first 3 holes, and then I have my tragus, as well as my nose. And I will go through each of them, and I'll have a clip right next to me of them up close. So the first piercing that I ever got was my first hole. I was like, I want to say 2 or 3, and I don't remember it. All I remember is my mom crying because she was so scared for me. She does not do well with needles, so I guess that's why, but I don't remember it. I don't think it was that painful, but yeah, so your lobe is typically like nothing. It really doesn't hurt at all, and the healing process is very easy. I did work at Claire's, so I did pierce ears for a little bit, but I just think that the lobe is going to be the easiest. I'd probably give that a 1 out of 10 on the pain scale, so that one will definitely be the easiest to do. My next piercing was actually my cartilage, and as you can see, it is a little bit lower than the average placement of the cartilage piercing. It's kind of more in the center of my ear. I wish it was a smudge lower, but it's fine. I love the way it looks with the hoop earring. I do love it. I love the look of it. I think it's super cute. So the actual piercing of my cartilage was okay. It was a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit painful. I'd give it probably like a 5 out of 10. or so, 4 or 5 out of 10. But the worst part was the healing process, because your cartilage is a part of your ear that's very exposed. So your hair is always touching it. When you sleep, it's getting irritated. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're gonna end up irritating it in your sleep, unless you're just that still of a sleeper. But it took me a very long time for my cartilage to heal completely. So even sometimes now, it's been what, like 6 or 7 years since I've gotten it. Sometimes if I sleep on it wrong, it'll feel like it's still in the healing process. So that is kind of a downside to it, but I mean, what can you do? 6 or 7 years later, I have no issues with it for the most part, and I love the way it looks. I don't see myself ever taking it out, and I'm really, in the end, so glad that I got it. So there's that. That was my freshman year. I don't remember if I mentioned that, but my sophomore year of high school, a friend of mine was working at Claire's, and she was learning how to pierce earrings, and so I was her guinea pig. And so I pierced my second hole my sophomore year, and these are the same earrings that I got them pierced with. The pain was a little bit worse than probably my first lobe, but it wasn't that bad. Maybe like a 2 or a 3 out of 10 on the pain scale. It really wasn't bad, and the healing was decent. I did have to clean it quite a bit, but I mean, overall it was great, and I love the look of the second hole. Just having that cute little diamond stud and then whatever like cute fun earring in the first one. I just think for some reason it looks really cute. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all, and I definitely recommend that one. Then when I was working at Claire's, a girl was learning to pierce ears, and she needed a guinea pig as well. So for my third hole, I let her pierce my ear, and so I was a guinea pig for 2 people for my second and third hole. And the third hole hurt a little bit worse. It was about a 3 or a 4. Mostly the healing process of it, because it's higher up on the lobe, and everyone's ears are going to be different, but because it's higher up on the lobe, it's kind of approaching the cartilage area, so it's getting a little bit more dense on the ear, and so that's what I found was the hardest part of it. It just got irritated a lot, and the real reason that I wanted the third hole was because I really loved the look of it on the girls in Pretty Little Liars. I don't know if you've ever noticed if you watch the show, but I believe most of them do have their third hole, especially Hannah. I just thought it was really edgy kind of, and cute to wear all different earrings, and so that's really why I got it. I don't remember how long I had my third holes in. It was definitely about a year or 2, but I ended up taking them out because they kept getting irritated, not quite infected, but my ears just weren't liking it. I guess they were rejecting the piercing, and so I still have like a hole there, but I don't think that I can get anything through it anymore. But there's that piercing. And then the next piercing I got was my nose. This is probably my most asked about piercing, because everyone has told me that all they've heard is that it is super painful. Well, I'm here to tell you that the pain scale for my nose was definitely a 1 out of 10. Like, it was the most effortless piercing ever. I don't know if that's the right word, but I just found that I didn't even feel it go through my nose. Like, I remember my eyes start to water, and so I took that as a sign as that she had already done it, but I couldn't feel it. So the pain was like nothing. It was really odd because I was expecting a lot of pain. It was kind of sore afterwards when she actually got the earring in, or the stud in. I was not expecting that, and so for me personally, my nose piercing was probably the best because of how painless it was, and the healing process was like maybe a week. I mean, it fluctuated here and there of it getting kind of irritated on the inside, but I think that was just me getting used to it. But now, like, I have absolutely no issues whatsoever. Definitely don't regret it. I love it. I'll probably take it out eventually. It's definitely a very youthful piercing, but as of right now, I love it, and I'm definitely gonna keep it. So last but not least, my piercing that I got most recently, which was probably still like a year and a half ago, I want to say, was this tragus piercing of mine. And it hurt just like everyone said it would. There was like a pop noise. It's probably like a 7 out of 10 or something like that. I found that the healing process wasn't all that bad. It did take about a month to fully heal, but once it was healed, I didn't have any problems with it because unlike your cartilage, you're not constantly touching that part of your ear and you're not sleeping on that part of your ear. It is kind of tucked away, so nothing really can irritate it unless you like spray stuff on it or whatever. Healing wise, I've had the best experience with my tragus. The piercing was a little rough. It was pretty painful, but you know, I didn't have that many issues like I did with my cartilage with it, so I mean, I can't really complain, and I do like the look of it, so yeah, I love that one as well. I hope that these overviews of my experiences with getting my piercings and tattoo were helpful, and that if you are interested in getting them, now you feel a little bit better and more prepared. So if you do have any questions about things I maybe didn't address or answers, please leave them down below and I will definitely get back to you. If you did find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you haven't, please subscribe. I would love to see you around, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.